Hello YouTube, this is Omid here with another Call of Duty analysis video. Seeing as the third DLC for Black Ops 2 will soon be with us, and at this point talking about the zombies map is pointless, I thought I'd talk about the multiplayer maps that are added in Call of Duty DLC. Now for multiplayer DLC in Call of Duty, for me at least, it's always been very bland. All the maps feel very similar, forgettable and unconnected to each other. Like, if we name a certain map pack, I can never remember what maps are in it because they all just seem the same. They're all very bland and very uninteresting. But if we look at the DLC for Battlefield 3, we see a very different structure where each map pack released in Battlefield 3, all the content in it had a common theme to it. So for example, the first DLC was Strike at Kirkland, which was aimed at Battlefield veterans, reskinned versions of old maps to capture the nostalgic feel and target that part of the market specifically. If you apply this to Call of Duty, you could have, instead of say reskinning Cliffside to Hazard or Firing Range to Studio, you could make one map pack specialising in nostalgia map packs only. So bring back 4 fan favourites, reskin them into new maps, and then maybe do a resurrection type map pack for zombies. Instead of making them one-offs in odd map packs here and there, make one map pack dedicated to reskinning them. Then for Battlefield's second DLC, Close Quarters, it was small infantry on infantry maps to appeal to console players who have smaller player levels and to lure Call of Duty fans who were disillusioned by Modern Warfare 3 to the Battlefield 3 series, or Battlefield series. Applications to Call of Duty for this map pack, all Call of Duty maps are small, so there's not much you can learn from this map pack. But you know how even in the Call of Duty community there is division. For example, a lot of people like playing on Hijack, Nuketown, the very, very small maps, but then not everyone likes playing on them because they're too clustered and hectic for everyone's taste. So maybe you could do a map pack which specialises in small maps like Hijack and Nuketown for the players who like that kind of map. So for the third DLC, Armoured Kill, it was designed mainly for PC players who can take full advantage of big, large-scale maps and those who like vehicle-on-vehicle combat, such as tank superiority. Applications to Call of Duty for this map pack, a lot of fans wanted the game mode War added back from World at War. If you don't remember it, it was sort of like Headquarters, but it was different because it was like 5 flags in a row, and the first one was captured, and then it was just sort of like a tug of war until one side owned all the flags, but you could only ever capture one at a time, so everyone was clustered in on it. And a lot of fans wanted this added to Black Ops 2, but Treyarch said that their maps were too small to accommodate it, so maybe a map pack filled of bigger maps to accommodate these game modes would work, and the fans who like these kind of game modes would buy this map pack because that's what they want in it. Then for the other Battlefield DLCs, they weren't really designed for a specific part of the player community, but all the maps carried the same theme. For example, Aftermath had post-earthquake cities and a survival style of maps, character skins and game modes to match that theme. And then in the 5th DLC Endgame, it was sort of fast-paced gameplay to make Battlefield 3 more exciting to people. Call of Duty maps are always sort of bland and very similar, but for Battlefield, each of their map packs was an individual. Now, Treyarch has done this kind of specific style of a map pack once, which was the zombie-focused Resurrection map pack for Black Ops 1, and for me at least it's one of the most memorable map packs in Call of Duty, because if you just say what were the maps in First Strike or what were the first maps in Revolution, I cannot diss them because they all seem so similar to each other. But for Resurrection, it was the 4 original maps, Moon, then like the zombie soundtrack, zombie background, and all that, because it was a specialised map pack. Now, of course, it was targeted at the zombies community as a whole, and relative to the whole Call of Duty community, it's a relatively niche market, so it may have limited its potential. But doing the same focus style to sections of the multiplayer community rather than having generic one-size-fits-all maps could make future map packs more unique, memorable, and popular within the community. Of course, the downside of this would be that maybe some people don't buy it. For example, those who would like a close quarters Hijack style map pack wouldn't buy the larger scale War style map pack. But then again, does anyone really enjoy or specifically buy the new map packs because they enjoy the maps? It's mostly people buy it just to have a new experience, so people would be willing to buy new maps which may not be to their style, but as a new map, so it's more entertaining because you get the excitement of playing a new map and not knowing it over again. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the multiplayer maps of future Call of Duty DLCs being of a unique style to each map pack rather than just having generic ones. If you like this idea, please leave it in the comments below, because I'm not sure if this would be popular or not, but I think it would be a great way to make the maps more attractive to the multiplayer side of the community. But anyways, this has been Agent. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.